doing this color wheel thingy lah. Right, so it's really simple. First and foremost, you want to have the guides in, because the guides will give you that little bit of guidance or reference point, right? And I'm just gonna start with a semicircle with a circle. Actually, I wanted a semicircle, but we don't really have a ready semicircle, so I'm just going with the ellipse select tool. Make sure you select expand from center and fix aspect ratio, so it will be a circle, right? And make that coincide with the center, and then just expand it like that. I wouldn't want this on the background, so I'm just going to create a new layer, shift control N and wedge. Okay, right. So I want a semicircle, but I don't have it now yet, so I'm just going to use this rectangle select tool and choose subtract from the current selection. This means that whatever I choose with the rectangle will then be subtracted from the circle, which means that if I do this, I will get myself a semicircle, right? So I'm just gonna go and edit and fill with foreground color. Now it's black, so that is filled with black, and I'll just duplicate that layer, right? So now we have two black layers like this, right? Then I'm just gonna go to the bottom layer and color it something else. In this particular case, our first wedge here is a pure red color, so I'm just going to use RGB. So I'm just going to use FF0000, right, which means that it's purely red. The reddest of red according to this computer, right? And I'm just going to fill that up with that red. Alright, so we have this as the bottom wedge. Top wedge, we have something like this. So now I'm just going to go and, as I shown to Audrey just now using my hand, I'm just going to do that, right? So it's just a matter of spinning it 30 degrees, and you want to make sure that the center of rotation has to coincide with the center of the intersection of your two guides, right? Like that, so that you know that it will spin from this point, right? And we know that the color wheel actually has 12 colors in a circle, so we know that each color, because there's 360 degrees in a point, so we know that each wedge is worth 30 degrees. So I'm just going to rotate this 30 degrees. 30, rotate. Now I would have that wedge, right? And I would also have this particular semicircle. So how do we do that? So it's just a matter of merging down. Again, this might not be the best way of doing it, but it's just a matter of merging down, right? Then I just select the color black using the select by color, just like that, right? And then I just delete it. Delete, right? So I will have this kind of an appearance, and for some reason or another, I will have this outline, I suppose because the computer interprets it as a non-black or almost black or something, right? But it's all is well. We can just use whatever tool available for us and select that part and then just get rid of it, right? Because if not, it might interfere with our overall work here. So I'm just going to delete that using the rectangle select tool. Right. Then once I have gotten this wedge, my work is very much easier. I just duplicate this layer, right? And then I just rotate each and every one of it 30 degrees. So just rotate it 30 degrees, for example. Rotate. Then change that wedge's color into something else. Remember, it's FF00. Now it's gradually turning to green. So half of green and full red. FF7F00. Okay. And just gonna select that and edit. Fill with foreground color. So now I have these two wedges. Again, if I want to, I can merge it down. So I have that. I can duplicate it again. Duplicate layer, right? And then now that we know that there's only two wedges, so we need to spin it. Instead of 60 degrees, it should be, instead of 30 degrees, it should be 60 degrees, right? Rotate. Now I have this, right? And I can choose this then and make use of this color. Now it should be 50-50, so full red and full green. Okay, right. Edit, fill with foreground color, right. Then I choose this one. Yeah, here is where I see, you know, there is a little bit of outline here, which I'm not entirely sure where it came from, right. I suppose what we can do is we can, when we choose it, maybe you can have the threshold either really low or quite high like that, right? Okay, that resulted in both being selected. All right. All right, let's say this is good enough. I'm going with a threshold of 21, right? And then edit, fill with foreground color. Right. Hopefully that's good enough. Not really. There's still some form of outline there, right? Then I select this. Then it should be half red. 7F. Okay. Right. And edit, fill with foreground color. So I'll have that kind of an appearance, right? So if you're particular, you can always finish this and then reselect it like this. Right, so you get rid of the outline, something like that. So once you're at this point, you know then that, for example, you can just duplicate and then repeat the same process over and over again, right? Okay, for some reason, okay, I duplicated. Sorry, I should have merged it down first. Merge it down, right? And then you can just duplicate and carry on with the same process over and over and over. So it's 60 degrees just now. Now we should, you know, spin it 120 and so on. Then you just repeat the same process. Select, change color, select, change color, and so on, right? Thereby, in the end, it will result in you creating this. So once you have this, what you do is you just take that layer and then you just duplicate it again, and then you just resize it to become a smaller layer like this, smaller color wheel. Then you will have two, and when you spin the smaller, when you rotate the smaller color wheel by 180, right, you will then get the matching colors, the contrasting colors between the two. For example, red here should go with something which is, I don't know, maybe it's indigo or something, right, and so on, right? So these colors complement each other well because they are really contrasting with each other, and so both colors will pop, right? So you want to use that for your design.